Okay, trip to Ohio begins.
Trip to
Ohio begins
Eugene
now.
Ground, to Park.
Okay, finally making this trip out east. Let's see, the first year I wanted to get out here, I finally discovered that my engine was pre-igniting because a whole bunch of lead built up on the head. The second year, I had to go work on this cool thing, be a drone pilot for this Japanese company, Tetra Aviation. And this year is the charm. Departure day for Ohio. Wah! I wanted to check my spark plugs last night, and I broke one of them. I screwed it up pulling it out. So I had to fix that last night till 10 o'clock. So I wanted to leave at 6 a.m. off the ground. Didn't happen. Had to find spark plugs 4 spark plugs from O'Reilly's, 3 from Napa, and 1 from Connex. And I have a bunch of spark plugs to put in. So, new departure time is noon. Let's go. Oh my gosh.
Okay, this is Ben Grubb, aka Turbo. This June the 27th, and Turbo is going to be flying to Ohio.
Ohio, first stop, first night, hopefully Rock Springs, Wyoming.
And where are you stopping today?
I'll stop in John Day, fly over Redmond, hit John Day. Next stop is Mountain Home, Idaho. Next stop is Pocatello, Idaho, and then Rock Springs. So that's the plan for today.
All right.
And the weather looks severe, clear all the way. Here we go.
Beautiful airplane.
All right.
And he's got his parking brake over there with a red handle.
Gotta love that.
Oh boy, look at this plane, will you? Ooh.
Especially when it's windy. Whew. All righty.
Okay, Turbo, have a good flight.
All right, thank you.
There he goes. I'm going to run over on the other 1/6 left, see if we can take a picture of him take it off. Over now.
Eugene Tower, experimental 442 Bravo Kilos at 16 left for an east departure, negative transponder.
November 442 Bravo Kilo, Eugene Tower, hold short, runway 16 left, arrive in traffic.
Holding short 16 left for Bravo Kilo.
November 2 Bravo Kilo, I know you're headed out to the east. What's your on-course heading?
070-272 Bravo Kilo.
November 2 Bravo Kilo, roger. Upon departure, turn left heading 100, vector for traffic inbound from the east. Runway 16 left, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff 16 left, vector 100 Bravo Kilo.
Turbo Man. Off to Ohio. Good luck, Ben. Be safe. Should turn to the left.
November 2 Bravo Kilo, resume on navigation.
All right, get on to Google Maps here, starting Veneta, Oregon, all the way across the country to Brown County Airport. My brother's just right inside of Cincinnati and Silverton. And according to Google Maps, it's going to be 24, almost 2,500 miles in 37 hours. And let's see. So now let's go check out and see what Sky Vector says. Taking my airplane. All right, there's my flight plan with all my stops. And we're looking at 1,870 miles instead of 2,500 miles. 15 hours instead of, well, 16 hours instead of 37 hours. And there's one little glitch. I got to be outside of Cincinnati's Class Bravo Mode C transponder ADS-B out. So actually, technically, it puts me 1 hour further drive west of where my little brother lives. So that was $2,000 I haven't spent on my airplane yet. So maybe later. Starting here in Eugene, Oregon. And our first leg is going to be 183.7 nautical miles, and that is all the way to John Day, Oregon. We're cruising over the sisters right here. They're at 10,000 feet, almost 11,000. Over Redmond, Oregon, all the way to John Day, my first gas stop. So pretty much I'm stopping, I'm going about every 200 miles and a little over an hour and stopping for gas. So that adds another 10 hours to this 16-hour flight time here. So the extra stops, I couldn't get a stop faster than 40 minutes, I don't think. But this first 30 minutes right here is the most sketchy of the 2,000 miles, because right here, there's no good place to land. This road goes through the forest, and sometimes you can see it and sometimes you can't. And then you happen to have this little dirt strip out here. But this is just thick forest. And there is like no real good place to land for about 30 or 40 minutes. Because I'm climbing right here to 9,500 right out of Eugene. Just heading for 9,500. Trying to get so I can get over all this stuff. And the rest of the 2,000 miles, I've got nice roads to land on. But this first little 40 minutes is just a little bit hairy.
Finally, 24 minutes to 9,500. I had to keep the temperatures low on my cylinder head temperature, so I had to take it nice and easy getting up here. It's 48 degrees up here and 80 something down there. And now we can start speeding up this process. Here we go.
This is an absolutely amazing picture, and I didn't catch it when I was doing it, but as I'm editing this video, I see Mount St. Helens way on the left. And so I'm flying right next to Mount Washington. So I got Jefferson, Mount Hood. On the right is Mount Adams. In between Hood and Jefferson, you can see Rainier way back there, and Mount St. Helens is way over on the left. Mount Rainier right there is 170 miles from my position. I'm just about over Sisters right here. That's 170 miles. And it was just a nice clear day. This is actually my return leg. And it just unbelievable. I can see all four mountains. This is pretty incredible. My buddy Josh sent me a text asking how I'm managing density altitude. I said one word: turbo. All right, first stop down, Cincinnati, Oregon. 1 hour and 40 minutes, 45 minutes. Let's get some gas. Keep going.
Okay, John Day, just leg number 1. Took us 2 hours and 40 minutes to get here, get landed, get gassed up, get takeoff. Let's do this. Ontario, Oregon, or Idaho, whatever it is, and then Mountain Hall, Idaho. Next stop.
Okay, that's the end of day 1. I stopped in American Falls and said there's no hotels here, so I ran down here to Pocatello. So now we're at Pocatello. There's the little monster. It's 9 o'clock right now. I forget that I lose an hour as I come east. So anyhow, here we are on the ground. Okay, day 2. We're at Travel Lodge in Pocatello. The morning's starting out lovely. It's 5:35. So, I learned in small towns like this, there's no point in waking up early because you can't go anywhere till Uber wakes up. And that was about 8 o'clock. I'm doing an easy climb here, just over 200 feet a minute. And you can see my cylinder temperature is nice and cool, and my EGTs are nice and cool. So I probably could have added another 100 feet a minute, 100 RPM, something like that. I've got gobs of power with the turbo. I just don't have a way to keep everything cool to use it all. So if you're thinking about the Aerovee, definitely get the turbo. It's always nice to have extra power in your pocket.
Boise Radio, 442 Bravo Kilo is listening 12235 Pocatello. Aircraft calling Boise Radio, saying an ID, go ahead. 442 Bravo Kilo, I'd like to open my VFR flight plan to Rock Springs at 5 past the hour.
442 Bravo Kilo, I'm not showing a flight plan file for that. 442 Bravo Kilo. I apologize. I see it, and for some reason it didn't pop up. So anyway, I do have that flight plan at this time. Flight plan activated. Rock Springs at this time. Positive reports are requested. British will contact flight service at Pocatello altimeter 3016, and have a good day.
Hi, coming out of Idaho here. We're climbing the mountains into Wyoming, and at least the valleys are nice and flat, and there's plenty of safe places to land. So this is not as stressful as I thought it was going to be.
Done a bunch of flying, it's time to use the courtesy car and do a bunch of driving. Classic, what is this? Cutlass Supreme or something? Super classic. This thing's like mint condition. Woo! Very nice. Oh, beautiful saber, that's what it is. Alright, done with night number 2. Back into my awesome Buick LeSabre, the free loaner from the airport. That was awful nice. And let's finish this trip up. Yahoo! Okay, getting ready for the last leg this morning. We're in Plattsmouth, Nebraska. And Dave, he's the live-on airport manager in the house over there. He, while I was doing my after-flight inspection, basically my pre-flight for the next day, and I noticed the screws on my rear main tail wheel were loose. So that was a good thing to check, all this vibration. And Dave, he gave me his Loctite. So thanks, Dave. Loctite all the screws up on the rear main wheel there, get that solid. And I thought I better clean up the oil mess. I replaced my flywheel rear main seal last month, and it's kind of an annoying mess. It's in 800 miles or whatever I put in half a quart of oil, and so I'm gonna clean that up. I did the rear main seal last month, and I was in a bit of a rush, but I noticed that it didn't seem like the flywheel hub, it didn't seem machined. It was smooth. It was smooth. I felt it because I wanted to feel for a groove or anything from the seal. It was smooth, but well, anyhow, I asked my neighbor. He's a VW guy, and I said, you know, my rear flywheel hub was, you know, it just seemed weird. He says, yeah, it looks like it was cast or something, right? And I said, God, I wouldn't say it was cast. It was smooth. He's, oh yeah, he's had to sand or polish 3 flywheel hubs in the times he's worked on VW. So I think that's what I need to do, because obviously it's still leaking. All right, so let's get this thing cleaned up.
And there you have it. Every little town has its little airport. My route just goes from one airport to the next, all the way across America here.
Navigate called 412 is going on the Published Mist for the RNAV 17 Greeley traffic.
Skywaggon November 4810 is 1 mile east of Greeley. I'll be turning over the top of the airport. I'm at 6,500 kilometers.
The traffic, Roger Man 1, divers away, do not overfly the east of Malawi Airport, 7 miles south of Greeley, 14,000 in surface for the traffic.
Okay, we're crossing the mighty Mississippi.
Traffic Alpha 4 Charlie Alpha, left downwind 1915.
Outlining, let's see, I'm leaving Iowa, heading into Indianapolis. I'll be flying over the top of Indianapolis Airport. All right, check that out, the big Mississippi, clear up north here. I guess I can follow it all the way down to the Gulf of Mexico.
4 Dallas East 72, Foxtrot Alpha is turning left 84 with 2646 Florida.
sure you wave at him, okay? Here he comes. Did you wave?
These are retractable stairs, so nobody knows you're here. Okay, morning starts. Your bug out building, and you pull out your essentials out from underneath your house, which used to be a basement, but now it's essentials for survival out in the woods. Quad number 2, and then of course now you can asphyxiate yourself very quickly in these. Kind of a handy feature. Alright, we got acreage from this hilltop to that hilltop, so you could need a something to haul your deer in, because your deer stand happens to be conveniently located right next to the fire pit, so that's handy. So pop your deer, load it in the trailer, hack it up, put it on the fire pit, or else bring it into the chateau. Either way, the guy's got a chateau in the woods. Yeah, chateau in the wood. Slowly does it. Slow. Nice. Oh, gotcha. Gotcha. First video.
His head is still poking out.
What did Sean find? He found a buddy. Hi, buddy.
Clump.
Oh, hi, buddy.
He's gone.
I see your nose.
It's not the kind of people shroom for.
Not the shroom kind of shroom. Alright, we're up here in the tower. There goes the sun. It's a beautiful sunset. And now we're going to see if we can see the sun. We're now on lunch break. Got the water system supplied. And what are we making for lunch?
Deer burgers.
Whose deer?
My deer.
Oh dear.
Deer burgers, of
Got
course.
some serious deer burgers working here.
Deer camp, we gotta have deer burgers.
So,
Did you put something on these things?
what started out as a Spartan project turned into quite an elaborate granite countertops, fancy covers, all in an effort to entice other family members to want to come out here. Very nice. The lovely kitchen. There's the master bedroom. And then we slice out a whole bunch of rafters and put in a second bedroom. Office right here. They're working on desks and stuff for that. And then we come over here, and he stole the cushions out of the camp trailer. At the survival furniture out here. Oh yeah, when you gotta survive, you gotta survive. Now let's cruise upstairs. See what we got up there. Oh, alley-oop. Bed here. Beetle. Lovely little single wide whatever bed there. Beautiful. Conveniently located all of the amenities of a rather modern bug out facility. Looks lovely.
Did you happen to notice if that other, I think you unplugged the irrigation system, right?
I unplugged the irrigation system.
Yeah, it was, the hose is plugged directly into the,
It's so cool. Oh my gosh, that's so cool.
I've got screened up top there to keep all the leaves out. Water comes down to here, hits this interrupter, goes into this bin here. This bin has got a hole in the bottom of it, so it will not start collecting water until it gets over that high.
Ah! The first branch. Whoa!
Oh man!
Whoa! Ah! We're under attack. Wow!
I broke one of my lights.
Yeah, I broke your lantern, man. He's going to save the Jeep. Anyway, those trees come down. We have a way out of here, man. This one's like, oh, there goes the Jeep. Right on top of it. Come on, baby, go. Yeah. You better run, buddy. So, when you're living off the grid, there's some things you gotta take advantage of. And one of those things is rainwater. What's that guy doing? Peekaboo! Whoa! He's going for catfish. Any catfish in there? That tree is not happy. That's not a good sign.
Oh man, now we got water.
Oh man, you got a gusher now.
We're off the water now.
All right, ready? Action! More action. Hey, timber! Woo! Okay, pre-flight day here at Brown County Airport. A couple houses on the airport property here. And we're looking for a Monday departure. It's Saturday right now. The weatherman said it was going to clear up. So we are going to do a couple little modifications here. My cowling is hitting on the side of my head right here, so I'm going to grind that out, get that fixed up, and that'll make me happy. But they let me stay in this beautiful hangar. They had it empty sitting here, and sure enough, a windstorm came up, and I was very happy to be here. So this worked out awesome. Thank you, Brown County Airport guys. Appreciate it. Nice. Beautiful work. Get that Dremeled on because I made the cowling before the engine had sagged in the mounts. So now that the engine over time is sagging in the mounts, it's hitting the cowling. And I don't want it grinding a hole in my valve covers. That would be bad. So that was 1,000 miles. So, little modification while I'm here. So after doing all that dremeling, it actually might still be, cowling might be still rubbing on the valve covers because at 150 miles an hour, it's mashing the fiberglass cowling up there because I don't have any top screws on the top of the cowling holding it to the fuselage. So, since I only run at 2.5 quarts of oil, there's one thing I monitor, and that's oil leaks. So, I have a variety of oil leaks. My rear main seal has a drip, and then these the head bolts there, sometimes they leak a little bit, and then my push rod tubes kind of weep a little bit. So I monitor my oil leaks by checking underneath here, and that tells me how much oil I'm leaking. And so I clean this often so I can keep track and make sure there's no excessive leaks. Of course, I check my oil too, but still, I just want to see if something else is happening. And I clean up. I got sometimes the there's no seal, I think, on the front of the engine here. It's just an oil slinger. So sometimes that draws a little bit of oil out as well. So I clean it up, make sure there's no excessive oil leaks, and so we're looking really good. All right, Monday morning, we have a little bit of fog everywhere that's burning off pretty good, and all the airports ahead of me, Dayton, Ohio, is looking nice and clear, so that's good. It's 7:20. I'm updating my sectionals on my little tablet, and Sean gave me my lift. Thank you, Sean. And there's the cool machine ready to go. So I'll get my sectionals updated. I already filed my flight plan, and then we'll take off and start the head. We'll head to Rapid City, South Dakota. Hopefully be on Mount Rushmore today, so that'll be good. And the weather's looking, I'll have to keep my eye on it because there's some stuff cruising over the sky, but it looks like it's mostly high up, hopefully. Okay, good. The Grubb Garage was built by Grandpa Grubb around 1940. Lumber was salvaged from a burnt-out building in Omaha about 3 hours away. It took Grandpa several trips using a Model A pickup he made out of a Model A car. A little bit windy out here. I didn't want to stop at Atkinson Field here, 8 Victor 2, but my oil pressure started fluctuating a bit, and I thought, shoot, there's an airport. I better get on the ground and check the oil. I hadn't been diligent about checking my oil, and I think I'm only hauling 2.5 quarts, and I think I got half a quart underneath. So, oh, it's a little bit messy. So I think I got half a quart under there. Add some oil. And then we'll go another 40 miles and gas up, because there's no more gas between here and Rapid City. And I can't make it from here to Rapid City, so I'll gas up again at 40 miles, just top it off. And that'll be Rapid City. Here we come. The 100-mile-an-hour tape's falling off, but I don't think it's from doing 100 miles an hour. I think it's just from too much sun. Yeah, this 100-mile-an-hour tape works good until, you know, there's more money here in rolls of tape than there is in covering, probably. But hey, if you can't duck it, chuck it.
Okay. So who said you can't trim a 1X for hands-off flight? So if you start going down, all you do is lean back, and then you start climbing. And then if you start climbing too much, you lean forward. Oh, lean forward, come on. Oh, there we go. Starting to go down. So all you gotta do to fly this thing is just lean. Oh, except for too much aileron roll. I gotta give it a little bit of rudder. There we go. This baby flies hands off. It kind of becomes a weight shift. Just move your weight around, lean forward. Whoa, lean back. Whoa. You can fly this thing hands off, no problem. Look at that. Woo! Whoa! Whoa! No problem. Hands off. All right. All right. Cruise over Mount Rushmore here. That was fun. I take off out of Rapid City, and then Rapid City has you contact Ellsworth Tower, which is the military base. They have the radar. They can watch you, but I don't have a transponder. So then they just turn me over to Unicom, Mount Rushmore Unicom, which is what all the sightseeing frequencies are on. And everybody just randomly reports their position and altitude, and everybody keeps their spacing. And us visitors from out of town, we're banished to 7,500, whereas the tourist ones can basically they hover around 6,000 and lower, so they get a nice face shot of the Mount Rushmore, where I had to be peering down from above, which was still fun, really fun. And now we're heading up I-90 here to Devil's Tower. We're going to check that out. Check out some sightseeing out here. Fun stuff.
Great Falls, Montana. On my way home. Beautiful day out. It's clear, sky clear after seeing Mount Rushmore and my tail wheel. This is the last landing for that tail wheel. Okay, let's see if we can get that fixed. We're gonna be here for a couple days, so that's good. Always something. Okay, so tail wheel's blown out. Thank goodness Great Falls Jet Center has a nice camera for me to use, so I can run around town and get bearings for my rear wheel. Man, making this trip memorable. What an adventure. So here I am at Ace Hardware, trying to find bearing parts. And what do we got here? I found some precision bearings compared to the original bearings, which is monster 3/8 center, inch and 3/8 outer, super heavy duty roller bearings inside of here. But the Ace ones, it's like, I'm not gonna trust these cheap ones, so I'll get me some precision ones here, and then I'll have to put these sleeves inside of it. So I think that's gonna work. At least that's what we're gonna do. And if I have to hit the next Ace, I'll hit the next Ace to make it home. A few tools and we're good to go. Looks good. Okay, I have little bitty wheel chocks that work as my wheel chocks because they got to fit under the wheel pants. And guess what? It works as a tail wheel stand too. So that's working out good. And let's see. My tail wheel sits on here kind of crooked, so I want to put it back on the exact same crooked way because that way I don't want to wear out the other side because it'll just wear out faster. So I'm gonna leave it wearing crooked like that. All right, so I got my high-speed bearings pressed in. I got the cheap bearings for backup. He let me use red Loctite because these high-speed bearings, they don't press in. They're kind of a slip fit, so I got that red Loctite on them because I don't want them to come loose. And we're gonna install this baby. Here it goes. All right, back together, baby. Precision high-speed bearings. That last lane I did, I came in at 100 miles an hour and just bled off speed on the runway. It was a long runway, so look at that. Look at that. Back together. We're done. Sweet. I extended my hotel one day. I can save that $150 and take off tomorrow if I want to. Okay, we'll see. Awesome. All right. Buzzing out to see Camille in Flowery, Montana. Right outside of Great Falls. I'm sure it's flowery out. Trying to figure out what those bumps in the road were for. They were trying to tell me no more highway. I better slow down, Turbo. So if you want to know about global climate change, talk to a farmer. Camille's dad's been farming out here for, I don't know if it's 40 years, 30 years, something like that. And their harvest is a 4-week window. And normally it's within a 2-week window. The other farmers have a different harvest window. The crops are so sensitive to temperature changes that even in their own valley they have different harvest windows. Okay, I'll leave the ground about 1 today from here in Great Falls, and I will camp this evening in Ontario, Oregon. And woo, beautiful day.
Phrase he used to describe the weather cells brewing, he said they're exploding since I got my weather briefing. So that was the nice term he used. The weather is exploding. Alright, great, good news.
But it's light to moderate rain with that one individual cell that I previously described it blowing up. And there's a couple others that are starting to increase in intensity as well. So certainly something you're going to want to keep an eye on. Now VFR flight within 20 miles of thunderstorm, certainly not recommended. And then you add mountain flying to that equation, makes it a little more difficult yet.
Yeah, definitely. I was expecting something, and I knew I could see the Helena, so I got Helena, and so you're thinking I can make 3 forks, so that's good. And then I can get flight service at in that area as well.
And November 442 Bravo Kilo, affirmative. Like I said, just make sure you keep up to date on it, and go from there.
Yeah, affirmative. Thank you very much.
Okay, I should have been recording all that, but I got a big line of thunder cells developing southwest of my route of flight into West Yellowstone, and he says it's coming right across my path of flight in towards me at about 15 knots, and he thinks it's going to beat me to about I got Helena, Three Forks, Ennis, West Yellowstone, and he thinks the storm's going to beat me to Ennis. So he recommends putting it down in Three Forks. So yeah, I'll contact flight service again at Helena. I can see almost to Helena. I got 19 minutes to Helena, 32 miles. So I got that in the clear. And then I'll check with flight service over Helena and make sure I can make Three Forks. All right, here comes the weather.
Okay, we're stopped here in Three Forks. Flight service says I wasn't going to make it to Ennis before those clouds started raining on Ennis. So I said, park it in Three Forks and wait an hour and then give us a call. And we'll tell you what you think. So here I am, parked in Three Forks. And actually, this is my first landing on the tailwheel. And by golly, oh, I got a tailwheel. So that looks good. And actually, I think my other bearings were bad for a while. This thing is like super quiet. These bearings are, I paid $20 each for them, so that's $40 in bearings. So they're quiet. That's pretty nice. All right, we'll wait a little bit longer. Okay, my route of flight has all cleared up. And here come the sprinkles. Oh great, it's gonna come right over me. So I know, but the problem is, at Idaho Falls where I wanna go, they have 20 knots gusting to 40. And that warning ends in 10 minutes. So we'll see what the weather update is, and that'll get me 1 more hour down the road, and I can get a hotel down there, or I can camp here tonight. I was hoping for an easier run tomorrow morning, just get further down the road, but I'll give it 10 minutes, see what they say. Okay, we're camping in Three Forks tonight. It's a little under a mile to the hotel from the airport, so we're getting a little bit of hike in tonight. Okay, Lewis and Clark in. About a little less than a mile walk to the airport. Lovely little spot. I'm gonna have my little yogurt, and I'm gonna beat those thunderheads out of Dodge today. So nice little this worked out perfect. Two hotels in town and This one was a 1 mile walk, so I'll be home by, I don't know, 1 or 2, I guess. 6 hours of flying to go, I think. But anyhow, nice, lovely little stay here. Three Forks, Montana. All right, head back to the airport. Let's see, what are we on? West Grove. Here comes the sun. Rodeo. A little bit of a load in that thing.
Boise Radio, 442 Bravo Kilo is listening, 12235 Pocatello. Boise Radio, where are you? I'm 33 miles out, maybe I'm too far away.
And aircraft calling Boise Radio, 122.357 by number 2. And November 28th Hotel over at Hillsboro, Portland, Hillsboro. Calm winds, visibility 10, receiving broken 1,700. And aircraft calling Boise Radio, thank you for your patience. This is Boise Radio, go ahead.
442 Bravo Kilo, I'd like to close my VFR flight plan to Pocatello. I'm 30 miles north of the airport. And did you say you were just talking to Portland, Hillsboro?
And November 442 Papa Kilo, is that the full call sign one to cancel out? Over.
442 Bravo Kilo.
And November 442 Bravo Kilo, sorry about that. Just start getting your flight plan. There you are. Okay, yeah, we'll go ahead and show you close that Pocatello. No, I had somebody not too far from you who was wanting to go to Portland, Hillsboro. I was just giving them a heads up on what conditions were over there. Are you on the ground at Pocatello now?
30 miles north, almost there. I was wondering how big of an area you cover.
And November 2 Bravo Kilo, that depends on the day. Right now I'm covering Washington, Oregon, and Idaho. Sometimes overnight they've got me even watching the Pacific towards Hawaii. So it just depends on the time of the day and the traffic is how they split us up. But these are the area I'm watching at this time. Okay, we'll go ahead and show you closed out 30 north of Pocatello. The altimeter for you up at Idaho Falls is 3018, and at Pocatello 3014. Anything else?
That's it. Thank you very much, Bravo Kilo. Yeah, he's giving weather advice for someone over to Portland. That was, holy smokes, they're covering a huge area there. No wonder they stack us up sometimes. Alright, time to get Pocatello to see if it come in here. 135625.
Confirmation Romeo, 1453 Zulu. Wind 160 at 14, gust 21, visibility 10, sky clear. Temperature 29er, dew point 10, altimeter 3014.
So I'm just leaving the lobby there, and there's a former astronaut that works for Blue Origin and a engineer that works on the citation winglets or something like that, talking about flying and rides and stuff like that. So that was pretty fun. Crazy.
Confirmation Sierra.
Okay, departing Pocatello here.
Pocatello Confirmation Sierra, 1553 Zulu. Wind 160 at 23, gust 26, visibility 10, sky clear. Temperature 29er, dew point 9er, altimeter 3014. Peak wind 150 at 28, occurred at 1552 Zulu. Visual approach in use, landing in the front runway 21 and 17.
Oh man.
Hazardous weather information.
Alright, well, we had to get off the ground. It's only going to get worse. It's, what time is it? It's like 9 or 8 in the morning right now, and it's just going to get worse.
Made it all the way back. Almost 5,000 miles. Woohoo! Woo! That little motor just kept on ticking. Okay, officially done. This little beauty, got me all the way back. Bouncing and bumping across the countryside. Some of the spots were just super smooth, but some of them were pretty rough. And this last little stretch was like 100 miles. And it was over this last 100 miles going from Eugene here over those mountains. Yeah, straight over those mountains right there. There's like all forest. So it's the worst place of the 2,000 miles, 5,000 miles. It's the worst place. It's the most sketchy to fly because you got this little road that's in and out of the trees. And it's just the last hour of flight or the first hour of flight. And the rest of the flight, man, IFR, I follow road. So, let's see, what time is it? It's about almost 3:30, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And it was, I beat the heavy winds out of Pocatello. Just got in there like 8 or 9 in the morning. And man, I loaded up with gas and I got out as quick as I could because it was just so windy in Idaho. And so I'm back. And this trip, woo! It was a lot of work. Man, my first cross country, my airplane's first cross country. So let's just say I was a little nervous. I'll say that. Awesome. I'm gonna gas it up and park this baby. I'm done.